nights in history as we're going back to Abu Dhabi, and let me adjust that, there we go. And as you can see on screen here, this is one of the most stacked fight nights you will ever see, and we are in a pay-per-view crisis in the sport at the moment, and they're pulling out cards like this for fun. Peter Yan, Bryce Mitchell moving on to bantamweight. We have the debut of Aaron Pico. We have Robert Whittaker. We have Shara Magomedov, all fighting under the one roof on the one card, bro. And we're going to talk about the pay-per-views here now in a minute. We'll start with Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3. But I actually am in shock. This is one of the best fight nights you will ever see in the UFC. And listen, it's in Abu Dhabi, we all know why. Aaron Pico getting a Movsarevlev shot is insane. Okay, that fight was rumored ages ago, but then Rogan was like, yeah, that's cancelled. So that kind of was that. And then Shara Magomedov's back. I genuinely did not expect to see him back for ages. Peter fucking Yan is on this card. Literally all of our favorite fighter. Everyone's favorite. And everyone's favorite fighter, Peter Yan, is on this card. Bryce Mitchell is also moving down to bantamweight, which is a fucking awful idea. He's going to get fucking smashed to pieces by Saeed Nurmagomedov. I've said it and I will say it again. But there's a bit of an issue, okay? As stacked as these cards are, as stacked as this card's in, we need to have a look at this puppy. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3. Okay, listen, we all know it's a sick main event. Okay, we all know that Dustin Poirier is just a retirement fight. We all know that this is going to be an incredible fight. The first two fights have been insane. Well, the second fight, really. The first fight, Holloway was like 16 or some shit like that, which is pretty insane. And it's pretty mad that we've kind of looped away that he made his UFC debut against Poirier, and now Poirier is making his retirement fight. I am picking Holloway to beat him, but I'm kind of picking that because I just want Holloway to win because it makes way more sense sport, and it just leaves the sport in a better situation if Max Holloway is coming off a win against Dustin Poirier. But I wanna look at this co-main event that we have on our hands here. That's not the co-main event. Our co-main event is Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. So the co-main event to this card is Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori. Look it, we have Neil Magny on here. Who the fuck wants to see Neil Magny? Ikran Iskarov. Bro, look at this. Actually, Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira is a fucking sick fight, I must say. But that's what you're giving us there. On screen is like the meat and potatoes of this card. And by the meat and potatoes, we really look at Dustin Poirier versus Holloway there. That's a fucking shit pay-per-view, bro. That's a shit pay-per-view. And I'm not acting like it's fucking not anymore. I've tried defending the UFC cards. I really have. But when a fucking fight night in Abu Dhabi is overlapping and doing better than the main events, the pay-per-views that you're presenting to us as UFC fans, that's when we have a serious issue. Especially when it's in Abu Dhabi. And especially when Dana White is promoting Canelo versus Crawford. That's interesting now. Very interesting. And I want to fucking talk about Dana White real quick, actually. The dude said it's none of his business what Jon Jones does. Did you all saw that clip? Yeah, none of my business. I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He has to be rage baiting. Because that is the biggest load of horse shit I have ever heard. None of your business. Your business is literally their lives. Their lives is your business. And you're sitting, he has never said that about anybody else. And I mean fucking never. It's always been, if a question like that comes, oh yeah, we'll see what happens. Tuesday. That's always what that guy says. Tuesday is the magical fucking day of the week, apparently. Fuck Saturday. Tuesday's where it's at, okay? You said you were busy. I knew you were busy. You're busy promoting Canelo versus fucking Crawford. That's why you're fucking busy. You're selling out of the UFC. And I love Dana White. I have always backed Dana White. I always thought he was the man for the job. I respect the shit out of what he's done, bringing this company to where it is. But don't fucking drown it on your way out. Do not drown that shit on your way out. If you're going to boxing, fuck off over there. Because you're doing a fucking shit job of promoting the sport at the moment. Putting on shit like this as your co-main event is insane. Insane. Okay? Now, I know what you're thinking. Listen, I know what you're thinking. We have this coming up. Charles vs. Ilya is a great fight. Kai France vs. Pantoja is a good fight. But Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush is good. Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval is good, but it just falls off a cliff. So horribly wrong. It just falls off a cliff so bad. Jack Hermanson? When is the last time anybody gave a fuck about Jack Hermanson? Genuinely. When is the last time somebody was excited for a Jack Hermanson fight? Again, you're looking at a good main event, a decent co-main event. Okay, it's because it's a decent fight. It's nothing to write home about. Kai France does not deserve the title shot at all. He kind of has that city kickboxing clout, of course. But it's still okay. The card itself is pretty mid, man. It's fucking mid. I'm sorry. It's so mid. We had a good start to the year. Okay? We had a good start to the year with Moicano versus Sarukian, Arman Sarukian. I know I pulled out, but that original card was fucking stacked. But 2025 is the worst year in UFC history for cards. They are fucking brutal, bro. They're so ass, some of them. Like, putting on Macy Barber versus Erin Blanchfield as an event. That broke my will. Listen, I love the UFC so much. There is nothing else I love more than this sport. It's my bread and butter. I don't follow any other sport. There's nothing else I have the interest in. It's this. This is all I have. I love it so much. And I would do this. There's nothing else I love more than just sitting here making videos about MMA. I do it regardless if 1 person or 1 million people are watching. I don't care. I just love doing it. But you have to give me something to work with here. Okay? Guru's making videos. Lucas Tracy's making videos. The Weasel even said it in their videos. These are like the voices of MMA. Okay? They're a massive reason why I started my channel. They are. And I hope to get to their level one day. I'm going to keep doing what I can to get there, but fuck me, with no interest from the fans, it's going to be extremely hard to get fucking anywhere in this fucking industry with shit cards like this. And I know what you're all thinking. Well, they're decent enough cards, but if you go back and look at UFC 299, for example, that was the one before 300. Let me get 299 up, actually. This was the one before UFC 300. Like, literally the one directly before it. And UFC 299. They could have saved a load of these fighters for 300. Now, you could argue that they should have moved them around, yada, 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 but still. Have a look at this card whenever it fucking decides to load. This was the one before the big one. UFC 300 was a generational card. We can all agree on that. It was just an unbelievable card. But take a look at UFC 299. Okay? Listen, if you look at that, that alone is better than what we have had this year. I know you're saying, oh, well, we had... I know what you're going to... Look at that. That right there is incredible. Incredible. I know what you're saying. Oh, well, O'Malley and Dustin fought. Stylistically fights and stuff like that, but look at this card. Kevin Holland MVP. Gilbert Burns, Jack Daniel Madalena. Peter Yang, Song Yadong. Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida on the prelims. Mateo Scammer, Rafael Dos Anjos. Pedro Munoz. Kyler Phillips. Okay, Michel Pereira on the early prelims. This card was generational. And this one was the one before the big one. Before 300. Before it was all meant to be. And now we get like... And now we have the Khamzat Chimaev card. Khamzat versus Dricus. Man. Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page is the co-main event. To Khamzat. Listen, this card is fucking shit. This card is actually really ass. This is probably like... Actually, the UFC are just banking and rolling off the Khamzat Chimaev name for this card. Take a look at this card. It's so ass. Look at it. Okay, King Green versus Diego Ferreira is decent. Brian Battle, nice to see him back. But Team Elliott, Kai Secura, Chase Huber, Alexander Hernandez, that's a good fight. Oh, Jessica Andrade, like, come on, man. Come on, let's Edson Barboza for Strack Close, decent enough fight. Gerald Mershaw, but that's it. That's it. And I know, don't sit there and say, oh, well, Chimaev, you just need Chimaev in the main event. You're sorted. No, you don't. You need more juice than that. You need more juice than that because this is the last pay-per-view until October, apparently. There's no September pay-per-view. There's no September pay-per-view! Bro. They're literally skimming the pay-per-views now. They're just getting rid of them. They're literally like, these pay-per-views are so wank. Let me just get rid of them. They're having one less fucking pay-per-view a year now, apparently. I don't know if that's true, but there's no pay-per-view in September. They're just going to give us fucking wank fight nights for the month. For the month. Bro. The UFC is in an absolute state at the moment, and the summer is just not looking good. We have a good spring of fights, but we don't have any banger cards. We don't have any cards I'm proper excited to break down the prelims on. I love burning through the prelims just to get them over it so we get into some sort of a fight I like to talk about. But let me know what you think about all this down below, and thanks.